What's up, everyone? Carmine Danisco here at UIA TV, Made in America. We got another awesome show today coming up. And the man of the hour, Mr. Christopher Guerrera, Mr. Made in America. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Carmine, how's it going? Yeah, today, baby, we're going to talk about copycats again.
Oh, no, not again. Horrible.
I mean, we've had a couple of shows about copycats. Anyways, before we jump into it, so we got our big super zoo pet show coming up. That's new for the UIA, which will be great, right? We'll have a booth set up. It'll be the first time for us. And then next year, we're going to really blow it up and put a stage and have pitch panels and guest speakers. So it should be fun.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people been reaching out to the UIA because of the awesome job that you did, Chris, at the UIA last hardware show. And we're getting a lot of cool shows. I mean, I just like saying it, Super Zoo. It kind of reminds me of my household.
Well, thank you, Carmine, for that. But it's all of us, man. We have a great team in place, and you can see now really getting some good traction. The memberships are growing. Our social media pages are growing. Our guest speakers are the best in the industry. And now everybody wants a piece of it. And I think it's great because you know who wins in the end? The inventor, the entrepreneur wins in the end, right? They get some good education at no cost, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, you know, you're right. And you know, what's funny is that, you know, I love when you bring these speakers on, or we bring these speakers on, we have these educational things. They're always having a lot of fun. You know, there's always things to learn. I mean, we learn things when they're talking, and, you know, this show that we're going to talk about right now, I don't know about you, Chris, you know, you do a lot of products, but when we're preparing products to be either manufactured or go out and sell into the industry or retail, you know, this question always comes up, you know, what if somebody copies my product? And I think this is a great way to kind of lead into it, you know, if you want to do an intro.
Yeah, it's a great subject. You know, it's kind of funny. Lerin Lockwood is our guest today. And really, I didn't know Lerin before we started doing all this. I think we met on social media. She was on Good Morning America. She had commented on something on my post, and I noticed it. I talked to her a little bit, and, you know, lo and behold, now we've become pretty good friends over the past year and a half. So much so that, you know, she's got really a really cool product. It's made in the USA, and she spent a lot of time working on it. Right now, she got some traction. She got on Shark Tank, and it's just now it's blowing up. And she does a great job with her TikTok account. Let me tell you, she gets a lot of followers. And what happens, of course, now all her hard work, all the effort she put into it, somebody's trying to rip her off, right? A copycat. Soon you start becoming a brand, you start blowing up. Somebody wants a piece of all your hard work. So let's bring in Lerin, and so we can talk about that a little bit. Hey, Lerin.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Glad to have you on. I mean, I love talking about this stuff. You do a great job with promoting and marketing your product. You were great on Shark Tank. You become a good friend of mine, and you've helped out the UIA. You're on our advisory board, so it's my pleasure. The problem, though, is you do all this hard work, you do all this marketing, and then you got something in the background, like a little snake, looking to rip you off. So let's talk about the amount of work that you put into this, right? How you started a little bit, make it in the US, then you got yourself on Shark Tank, and now you really become an influencer on TikTok. Let's talk about that. Then we'll get into how somebody watches all that, wants to do what you're doing, and then try to take your idea.
Yeah, I was just a teacher and a coach. I taught high school art, and I was coaching softball, and I was newly engaged. I caught a ball. It flattened my engagement ring into my finger. It knocked out a diamond. I couldn't find the diamond. And so I learned the hard way. I needed something I could store my rings in, but I could never remember to take them off before I was on the field or like sitting at the pottery wheel in the art class. So that's why I made the Lion Latch. And this is not just like my original design. I had other designs as well, but this was the best one because it doesn't come unscrewed. And it has a carabiner that I custom designed also. And when the ring is on, you can't pull the lid off. So you remove the ring and now your jewelry can go inside the container. And then you're gonna lock it back shut with the carabiner. So again, it's not a screw top lid. Kids can't get in it. Some adults can't get in it. But I started this just for myself. I 3D printed the original one. That was back before everyone had their own 3D printers. It was kind of costly to do that. I lucked out that my sister's next door neighbor makes movie props for a living. And so I did my research. I was measuring all these people's Aggie rings because, you know, here in Texas, Aggies, Texas A&M Aggies, they get these huge rings. It's a huge tradition for them. You know, you can recognize an Aggie ring from a mile away. So I was measuring these rings, men's Aggie rings, trying to make sure they would fit in the Lion Latch too, because they have their own website for lost rings. And I did all this research. I made this product. I did a Kickstarter. I got it funded. I went around my town, Marble Falls, that I taught in. I talked to all of the gyms, small business owners, some big business owners, just members of the community. I went out there promoting the Lion Latch, and they helped me get my Kickstarter funded. So I didn't have to fall back on any of my money. I didn't need my family to get involved, you know, and thankfully. And also my Facebook friends helped me as well, like my high school friends, my college friends. But I got it funded and I started manufacturing it. I started selling it on my website for fun. I all of a sudden get calls from jewelry stores asking if I wholesale. I didn't even know what that was. I was like, of course I can. Then I started doing markets. So I went to America's Mart and I got picked up by the Grommet and then discovered by Good Morning America. And then I was on The View first with the Lion Latch. And then I actually went to GMA and presented the Lion Latch on live TV. Yeah. And from there, from the first America's Mart to GMA, I auditioned for Shark Tank 3 times in person. And every time they were like, we love you. We love your product. We just don't know that you're there yet. Like your product is there yet. And I was like, what the heck is it going to take? Because my sales are like off the charts. Like I've been busting my butt to get on this show. And then finally I get a call. It's right after I had my baby, of course. I get a call and it's like, hey, are you still interested? And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Yes. Like sign me up. Give me my ticket. They were like, well, we have a whole bunch of Zoom calls to do first. And then I had to get all my books in order. Like, oh my gosh, like you think you're prepared, but it's so many hoops to jump through for Shark Tank. And I went on there, I knocked it out of the park. I had a blast. It's the best experience you could ask for as an entrepreneur. And I worked really hard to get on that show. And I just like kept applying, kept sending in my video auditions, kept going to the open casting calls. And then my dream came true. And here we are, sales skyrocket. And I get a message from one of my friends who she has an idea. She wants to look up my patent, kind of what it looks like. And she finds somebody else with a patent with my name and my product, my websites all over it as previous artwork.
So let's talk about that for a second. Think about that for a minute, right? So like listen to the process. You don't go from an idea to like all of a sudden, you know, hundreds of $1,000s of sales. You go through all this hard work, right? You had multiple designs. That's what people don't understand. Like it's a development product, right? It's a project. Developing and designing products goes through iterations. You want to make sure you have proof of concept. You want to try it out. You can make it better. You improve it. And finally, you get to a point where it's ready. It doesn't happen in 6 weeks. Doesn't happen sometimes in 6 months, a year. But you do all this work, your dream comes true. I mean, you were great on Good Morning America. I mean, think about all the audience, the viewing. You had millions of people. You get on Shark Tank. Unbelievable. Your dream comes true. Now you're selling it. Now your life is great. Right? I don't know if you said you were a teacher. You decided to open an art studio. Are you doing this full time? Oh, wait a second. Now somebody else wants a piece of your action. All your hard work, all your ideas, somebody wants to steal from you. That really irritates me.
Yeah, and it's another woman. She lives in the United States and everything. And the part that's really like killing me is the fact that she copies everything I do. Like my website, she copies. My Instagram pictures, she copies. The only thing she hasn't started doing is TikTok yet. And I know that she'll be as successful as I am on TikTok.
So she's truly given the word copycat a new meaning. Like following her on Instagram or websites. So like if you look, product's not the same. It's very different.
Yes.
Lerin's is definitely better and more unique. but she's taken the idea and she did a spin on it. And think about that for a second, Carmine, right? She used Lerin's name, her patents, right? Used it in her own, trying to secure her own patent. I mean, that's like, I mean, there's some, I guess, some flattery there, but it's just misguided. It's evil. Copycat.
Yeah.
That's the true meaning of a copycat. So
Absolutely.
we went to Amazon the other day and looked at what she had and what Lerin's doing. And it is funny because if you look at the different iterations, everything Lerin's done in regard to like marketing and promotions, she's literally trying to copy her. 100%.
My web, like I did a side-by-side screen recording of me scrolling my website and then me scrolling her website. And she literally has the exact same layout. It's unreal. And
So how does that make you feel?
Oh, it makes me irate.
And it should. I mean, listen, you just explained in, I don't know, 2-3 minutes, the steps it took just to get, let's say, the Shark Tank. You made it sound, yeah, there's steps, but you know how much work is involved with that. Just like you said, get Shark Tank, the due diligence just to get on there, your background checks, the sales, all your books. I mean, everything has to be clean or you don't even have a shot at getting on. And then somebody wants to take all your stuff. And now, and you were new to TikTok, right? You didn't know how to do it in the beginning. You learned how to do it. Now you're getting good at it. You got a lot of followers. You're getting sales from it. So it's interesting. And then she's trying to piggyback on your marketing to get sales from that on Amazon. So
Yeah.
what are the steps? What are you doing to stop some of it or slow it down or try to show people that it's, because, anybody that hears this story and sees the product, like I would never buy her product just for that reason. I don't even care if it was better. I wouldn't buy it because she's a copycat.
Well, her product isn't better, first of all. It was an original design that I had. It's a screw top lid, and it's not smart because things that screw on can screw off on their own. They can strip over time. Kids can get in them. And things like that, people are curious about, especially little kids. And that's why I didn't
Which
go
is
with
definitely a smarter design, no question.
Absolutely. But hers also only stores rings, like mine stores earrings, necklaces, vitamins, like what are SD cards for your cameras? Like I've seen people use
I just saw a TikTok where you put like 5 rings in it.
Oh, I put 10 rings in it.
10 rings. Yeah, it was like, I couldn't believe, like, is this a magic trick?
Wow.
It can fit a men's size 18 wedding band.
Yeah.
And hers goes up to a size 12 women's. And
I'll tell you how many times I damaged my wedding band playing softball. And I had some expensive wedding bands with diamonds. I would keep them on. And finally, I started taking them off. I mean, literally, it's completely flattening them out playing softball.
You don't know until it happens. And that's kind of a lot of what I do on TikTok, is I try to kind of educate my followers too, when you should be taking off your jewelry, why you shouldn't just be throwing it in your bag or putting it in your pocket. Like the Lion Latch just creates a good habit. You're getting ready to go work out. You see the Lion Latch, it reminds you, put your rings inside it. Then when you attach it to your keys and you're ready to go, you see your keys, you grab your keys, and it reminds you to put your rings back on. That's the thing that people forget. They forget to put their jewelry back on. And then it's floating around somewhere for days, weeks at a time. And you just keep forgetting, and then it gets lost. And that's the story, like misplacement. If you talk to insurance companies, misplacement is the number one reason people lose their jewelry. It's not theft. It's just that they put it somewhere and they don't remember where they put it, or somebody else finds it before they go back and get it.
I mean, that's a true statement. I always like with the kids with keys, like where are my keys, Dad? Well, my keys are, see the little holder? They're in the same spot every time. I put them in the same spot. Maybe you should try it. Well, This has the same meaning, right? Like you put it in the same spot every time. Now it's on your key. Now you know where it is. And there's no chance of losing it. You can carry it on a backpack. It's got so many benefits. I wish this was around when I was playing sports or even doing heavy lifting and stuff at the gym. So I use it faithfully now in my jewelry.
That's one of my most popular TikToks, is like, I wish I had this when I was in high school. And then everyone was like, oh my God, I really do wish I would have had that in high school.
So talk a little bit about, so the patent was important, right? Talk a little bit about that. Your patent was almost ran out a little bit. You had to reissue it. We had one of our patent guys jump on it, get that done pretty quick. And then the things you're doing now, maybe you can even talk about it. How and what people should be buying really. When they go to Amazon, they see the copycats, which one they should be steering away and why they should buy yours.
Right. Well, I got or I was applied for my patent. It's a utility patent. I had a patent attorney disappear on me. I couldn't find him. I thought something had happened to him. Turns out he got a job in Saudi Arabia and they took all of his phones. And in touch with me. And I thought something happened to him because we were Facebook friends and everything. And I couldn't find him and I was so worried. So it turns out he finally gets a hold of me. He signs it over to another patent attorney to take over for me. And she lets it lapse and she claimed it was because of COVID. I mean, this is stuff you can do from home. And it's hard to find people that sometimes can just do their jobs. And that's when UIA came in handy. I'm so thankful for y'all because you found me the patent attorney that not only like was able to get it put it back into motion, but he also able to get it for me, like get it issued.
And,
like
it all happened pretty quick. So it put you right back on the map pretty quick.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. But within that little window of it having lapsed, that lady's patent was issued and it has like all my website information on it, like for prior artwork. And I just could not believe that something I'd been working years to get finally got issued for someone else.
Yeah.
And it was just insane. But she had a co-writer on her patent. And it's just like me on the patent that applied. So I think that might have also had something to do with it. Also who is in control of the patent office and who is like looking at all of our applications. It's questionable sometimes and it's scary because you could get ripped off before your patent is even issued. It's just crazy. But
and not to mention the
Amazon,
time, right? Now you've got a lot of money invested.
Absolutely. And Amazon, they have like what's happening to a lot of businesses is so sad. You could go to my listing, hopefully not, but it's possible. And it would say like, my listing should say Lion Latch as the seller, but let's say it says somebody else there as the seller, then that's them using my listing with my product. And that happens a lot too. So that's something you have to be careful of. Also, this knockoff lady, she was running ads with the search term Lion Latch, and that is my trademark. And I cannot believe that Amazon was letting that happen. So, but luckily I just contacted them and they got it taken down. Like they made it so I couldn't run that anymore. And so I was just like, thank goodness, because it doesn't always happen like that for brands. Yeah. Sometimes you're fighting like crazy to prevent these copycats.
Yeah, you got to be vigilant. Like it's there's a lot of work that goes into it, but then you got to watch. I mean, I'm telling you, it's out there. We see it a lot. You're not the first, you won't be the last, but it's important to stay up on it and keep. But they, like, again, they say, you're first to market, right? Get it out quick, get it sold. But then you get these people, especially when you're on Shark Tank, everyone's starting to see you now. It's getting recognized. Something like, oh, I like that product. How can I rip that one off? And it's Alibaba's selling a bunch of stuff from China like it. So there's all that you got to watch. So I'm happy that we were able to help and get you on the map. I mean, you did a great job on Shark Tank. And I know how that can rip out your heart when you see stuff like that. So talk about your product as opposed to the copycat, and then let everybody know where they can get your product and what to avoid on the copycat stuff.
Okay. Also with copycats, I need to say this real quick. Like Busy Baby Mats, Beth was on Shark Tank too, and there are knockoffs of her product, and it's just they're not safe. Like they're not durable. They're not made of the same material. People think they're buying her product, but they're buying a product that jeopardizes the safety of your kid. So if you're buying a knockoff, you are potentially buying something that has not been tested or approved or anyway, is not the same product at all. And I saw a guy offering like the 3D printed version, or just like the blueprint for the Lion Latch. And he was offering it for free so people could 3D print it themselves. And I just contacted him and I said, please take this down. If people 3D print this, it is not durable enough to withstand like banging on tables or this carabiners custom made also. This took research as well. This is not the same one I did on my Kickstarter. And I said, you're putting people at risk of losing their jewelry. This is not helping them. And he was like, oh, I didn't think about that. And he took that down. And I was like, people don't think about this stuff when they're buying things. And that's another risk of copycats, is that you cannot hold these copycats accountable. Like there's no protection, period. Like, and you can't just contact them. They're probably not going to have a conversation with you.
It's funny because, you know, Aaron Krause, right, a Scrub Daddy, he's a friend of mine. He told me he was in China and he saw a bunch of Scrub Daddies that weren't his. And people were complaining that they're horrible. They were not working. They weren't lasting because they weren't the same material. But someone had copycatted them. It's like, so he had to go do this whole marketing campaign there to tell them it's not the same product. Like our product is superior. But everywhere you go, right? You got that problem everywhere you go.
I've been in manufacturing now for 6-7 years. So I know the do's and don'ts. I chose this plastic for a reason. It's the most durable plastic you can get.
Polycarbonate. It is the best and most durable.
Like this is like as strong, if not stronger than a Lego. And I dare people to step on this sometimes. I mean, I ran one over and it just flattened it like a football. It didn't shatter, which was like crazy. But you know, this can withstand me throwing it on the table. Some people are really rough with their keys. My best friend still has one of my originals and it's still like holding up, and she's super rough. Like she said, she has like a little amp keychain that she plugs it in the wall, and sometimes that just comes loose and her keys fall to the ground. And she's just explaining that I've done a good job with this updated part because it's so strong and durable. And it's the same thing with this carabiner. Like I custom made this too. I did drawings on top of drawings, and prototypes that I made myself with a carabiner from the Dollar Tree and tape, you know, did drawings of it. And then I was able to bring it to life. But again, with this carabiner, it also gets thicker. So the wire is thicker and it's stronger. So it takes like a little bit of push from your thumb. And again, that makes it harder for kids to figure out. And then that's when the lid can just come off. And
when you get it, you can feel it's a quality product when you get it. It feels good. It snaps in. It all fits nice.
Yes. And I mean, again, this is like the 3rd generation Lion Latch. So I've just made adjustments over time. This is the one that I'm definitely most pleased with. I mean, I'm learning lessons, and I'm lucky that I have a following that reaches out to me. If they have a suggestion or something that they'd like as an add-on, then I can continue to grow with that. But sometimes it's hard to grow your brand when you're worried about all these copycats trying to knock you off.
Yeah, well, even when it's copycatting you now, you can feel the material's cheaper. It doesn't have it has like this little pull piece that can break. You said it unscrews. It doesn't feel the same. You can tell this is easy to use, right? It's on and off. It stores. I couldn't believe when you did that TikTok, I was like, wow. I didn't even realize it. I think in this one, I have my BMW lug nuts, like the little for the valves, because they're pretty expensive. So I was outside doing some work. I said, I need a place to put these before they don't get damaged. They all fit in here perfect.
I need a pic.
There you go.
They fit perfect.
Yeah, you don't.
I use for my jewelry now, so I absolutely love it. So,
tiny things.
Where can everyone find you? I mean, you can't miss you on TikTok. That's clear as day.
Right. It's Lion Latch on TikTok. I'm on Instagram and Facebook too. TikTok is where most of my energy goes now. I never thought I would be making videos and talking to the camera. Especially
I don't know when you have time to do it. You do so many of them. I'm like, where are you finding time for this stuff?
My daughter will be like, Mom, are you done? I'm like, this is how I make money. Do you like eating? Do you like these toys that you're getting? But yeah, Lion Latch is on TikTok. My website is lionlatch.com. So it's the animal lion, LionLatch.com. Of course, I'm on Amazon. If you do buy from Amazon, please leave me a review.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
a funny story on Shark Tank. I was on the last episode of season 12 with my partner, Judy, the super potty trainer. And Lerin was on the first episode of season 13.
That's funny.
How about
That's
that?
That's awesome.
We were back episodes. Like, what
That's
are
it. Making history.
That's really
Absolutely.
cool. Hey, Lerin, real quick, you guys, this is so interesting. I've been taking notes, and a lot of times, as you found out, us as product developers or selling into retail, sometimes we don't even know, because people think like the patent office is like the patent police. And it's so great that somebody reached out to you and saw that there was a copycat out there, because we can't be everywhere all at the same time. Is there a way for an inventor to a good place to check? I like Amazon, things like that. And if they find somebody that's copying their product, what should like the first thing they should do?
Oh my God. I don't even know what the first thing I should do is right now with this
Green
company.
is the first thing.
You
Probably
get a
some-
drink, probably.
some
You were probably
profanity.
so mad when you
Well,
saw that.
I called you all. And we
Called
did
me.
like
I was
an
gonna
emergency.
say, she called me, freaking
Yeah.
out.
We did like an
And we jumped right on it. Remember after she called me, we got Chris Landano, we got you, we got Joe
Yeah.
on the call. Yeah, we
This-
jumped right on it.
Vendors Association is so amazing because I needed y'all, and it was like we're all united on Zoom. Thanks, y'all.
I think it's a great network of inventors, entrepreneurs, business people that want to help each other. I'll just say this at the end. I've known Lerin for a while now. Not only is she a good person, a really smart woman that's got good inventor, entrepreneur skills, she's a super mom. I'm not kidding. Like, I don't even know. I watch the things that she's doing, and she's got like 2 young kids. I mean, if anybody has kids, you know how much work it is. You got 2 young kids, and I'm telling you, absolutely amazing. You're an inspiration to a lot of people.
Thank you.
And watching you on TikTok is pretty cool for all of us because you're a natural at it. You become a natural. You're informative. You're fun to watch, and you can see it by the number of followers and the number of hits you get on it. So, kudos to you.
And you have a good product too. That's always a great part. You love doing it because you have a good product.
USA, baby.
And the other part is I want people to know that, when you're buying a copycat product, you're usually getting an older, version behind, 1 or 2 versions behind. It's not authentic. So, you save a couple bucks, but you're really not getting an authentic product.
Yeah, you're
it's
not
not
saving anything because when it breaks down,
Yeah.
you're going to buy another one and you're going to buy the right one. You're not saving any money. You're just
Yeah.
creating problems for everybody.
100%,
You
so
I mean, that's really it.
yeah.
All right, Lerin,
100%.
so I'll give you the last 30 seconds. Give us your sales pitch on the Lion Latch. Go ahead, do a TikTok live.
Okay. Well, I have 30 seconds because the baby's waking up from his nap. All right.
Okay.
So you can learn from my mistake. I broke my engagement ring while coaching softball. It knocked out a diamond. I couldn't find the diamond. It was a terrible panic. And that's why I invented the Lion Latch so I could keep it on my keys. The reason it's unique and awesome is it's not a screw top lid. This carabiner is what locks it shut. So remove the carabiner ring. Now you can pull the lid off. Your rings, earrings, vitamins, supplements can go inside. Any tiny valuables you don't want to lose. Lid goes on, lock it shut with the carabiner. Now you can attach it to your keys, inside your purse or your gym bag, your boat keys, you name it. That you always know where your rings are. You don't have to panic again. Or you might panic a little, but then you relax. You realize your rings are in the Lion Latch.
So there you have it. Shark Tank winner, entrepreneur, inventor, most important, super mom.
Yes.
Lion Latch.
Awesome.
Go buy some. You won't regret it. You'll love it.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Lerin. Thank you so much. Go ahead and go do what you need to do, and we'll close out the show.
Thanks,
Okay,
Lerin.
awesome.
All right, take care.
That was awesome, Chris, man, right?
Yeah, she's a superstar. She's great. She's really smart businesswoman. She understands, and she knows, like, she understands that when she has a problem, she can't solve all of them herself, and that's when she reaches out to us, right? So we have a good network that supports the community, and in her case, we were able to solve that problem quickly. We all jumped on a call immediately after she called me, and within, I think within that Saturday, it was like a Thursday.
Yep.
By Saturday, she had our patent attorneys working on it, and the problem was solved. And she's so thankful and appreciative, and I absolutely love her. She's the perfect example of what entrepreneurship in the U.S. is all about.
Yep. She works hard. She does things the right way. When you do things the right way and you work hard, when an issue comes up, like you said, everyone could jump in and take care of that problem because you don't have all of these odd things that happen that you did, who you talked to, all this crazy stuff. So, working with the UIA, working with the right people and doing things the right way, it really helps when an issue arises.
Yes, absolutely. So another great show about copycats. I'm sure it won't be our last.
No, definitely not. Listen, guys, anybody out there, you have any problems or any questions, reach out to us. We're on social media all over. Chris is constantly up there. Make sure you join the UIA. You can send a note through there. If you run into any problems or you need some help, let us know. We appreciate it as usual. Everybody listening in, let us know how we're doing on the show, what you might want to hear or see from us in the upcoming shows, and check us out. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, UIA TV and Made in America. We'd love to hear from you, and we thank you for listening. You all take care.